Okay, good morning, everyone. Today, our topic is about family, and our objectives are here we have the objectives. Use adverbs correctly, learn words or adverb forms and functions, and practice and asking questions using adverbs. Okay, these are our topics for today, class. I will start presenting to you the topic. Here we are, ninth grade English class number 2, and my name is Sabi Vega. Uh, as I mentioned before, our topic today is family. But what is a family? A family is a reunion of close relatives. So there are different kinds of family. How is the family structure? We have different kinds of families, as I mentioned. We have the nuclear family. In the nuclear family, we have the parents, we have the mother and the father, and we have children, like the son and the daughter. This is what we call nuclear family. There are another type of family that is the single parent family. Only one parent is present, like for example, the father with the child or the mother with the child. We have the extended family, very common in Latin America. We have the two adults, we have the father and the mother. We have many relatives in here in this family. We have cousins, aunts, uncles, nieces, nephews, everybody living together with the grandparents. The whole family is living together in one house. We have another family structure like the childless family, very common in Europe and in Asia. These countries, they don't like to have children because they consider that only the husband and the wife is important for the family, and because everything is so expensive, the money, and they prefer to go on vacation, and instead of having a child, they prefer to have like a dog or a cat as a pet, so they don't need children. This is what they believe. So we have the step family. This is very common also in our society. What is a step family? We have two separate families. We have one mother with some children, and we have the father with another children from a previous relationship. So these are two separate families that is that are going to be joined and merging into one new unit. They get married, and now two separate families become one. We have the grandparent family. This is very common here in Panama, where the grandparents, the grandfather and the grandmother, they are the ones who raise the children, the grandchildren. So they live together. The grandparents live together with the grandchildren. Most of the time is because parents, they are busy working, and they are busy working in another place. Like for example, here in Chiriquí, the children need to be with the grandparents because the mother or the father needed to move to Panama City to work. So that's the reason. That's the reason for this kind. Okay, so today in grammar we are going to learn how to use adverbs of frequency. But first, let's review the simple present tense because it's very close. Okay, so in the previous class we learned that there are three forms of the verb to be conjugation depending on the subject. If the subject is the singular I, the form of be is am. Like for example in here, I am happy. The negative form includes the word not. I am not sad. Okay, so we have here with the subject you. You are at school. With the third person singular he, she, or it, we use the conjugation form is. He is hungry, she is a nurse, and it is big. We have the plural forms. We, you, and they that work with the conjugation of are. We are early, you are students, they are quiet. In the negative form, we have the plural forms. We aren't late, you aren't teachers, they aren't noisy. And in the singular form, he, she, or it, the form isn't. He isn't thirsty, she isn't a pilot, it isn't small. And remember, you is singular, but also you is plural. And because of this condition, we keep the same structure with the verb be. Are, aren't, aren't. You aren't at home, that means only you, and you aren't teachers, that means more than two. Remember, is not has a contraction form that is isn't, and aren't is the contraction form of are not. We use contraction forms because we want to sound more natural. Okay? This is the reason. In native speakers, they use a lot of contractions to speak faster. So if you use contractions too, you will sound more natural, more native. When we have questions using the verb be, we have to switch the position. In here we have one example of an affirmative statement. They are happy. If we want to make this statement into a question, we just move the position of the verb be at the beginning of the sentence. Then the rest of the sentence keep the same. So we say, are they happy? Remember that in English we use question mark at the end. Okay? Here we have another example using singular. She is rich. So we switch the position of is at the beginning of the sentence. Then we have the question like this. Is she rich? Remember, the question mark at the end. The short answer forms when we have are as an auxiliary verb. So we use are in the affirmative short answer. Yes, they are. Are they happy? Yes, they are. Or the negative form with the contraction form. Are they happy? No, they aren't. In the singular form, is she rich? Yes, she is. Is she rich? No, she isn't. With the negative short answer. Remember, as I mentioned before, in English, contractions are used to speak faster and to sound more natural. So you will sound more natural and more native if you use them. So there are one form of contraction form for I am not, I'm not. There are two forms for he is, you are, they are, and we are. Like for example, he's not, or he isn't. You are not, you're not, or you aren't. You are not, we're not, we aren't. They are not, they're not, they aren't. Okay, so this is the first activity. You have this activity in your English module. So what do you have to do here? You have to complete the conversation using the correct form of the verb to be. Remember, am when the subject is I, is when the subject is singular. Like for example, name is singular, so I use is, and are if the subject is plural. Okay, where parents is plural, so we use here are. Okay, this is what I mentioned before. This is the task. This is on page 16. You have to select one of these 6 topics. We have moral values, we have social values, religious values, work values, 5 rights, we have duties. So you select one topic, one of these moral values, and you make a poster with the title of the single moral value, a short definition, and an illustration for the poster. So this is one of the tasks that you have for next week. Now let's talk about kinds of food. Food, delicious, right? This is a very delicious example of common food that we can find in the streets, right? This is street food. You have the pop or soda. This is a ginger ale. And you have some hamburgers. Chicken hamburger and meat hamburger. Very delicious and very fresh. So let's talk about the difference between healthy food and junk food. Junk food is also known as unhealthy. Junk food include very greasy food. They are sweet, sometimes they are carbohydrates, they are full of calories, but they are delicious. So one example of junk food or unhealthy food, we have here cookies, muffins, donuts, candy, coffee. Um, we have French fries, potatoes, different candies, and carbohydrates. Okay, those are full of carbohydrates and sometimes full of sugar, and they are not good for our body. That's why they are unhealthy. Junk food, unhealthy food is not good for our body. So we have the healthy food, the one that our body loves, the one that make our body healthy and feel good. So we have in this category, we have all the vegetables and we have all the fruits. Okay, some vegetables like for example, broccoli, peppers, peas, onions, tomatoes. We have zucchinis, lettuce, and we have a lot of fruits like for example, apples, uh, grapes, more potatoes. We have many things here that are very healthy, right? Now, let's check the address of frequency. In here, we have a list of different address of frequency, but What is an adverb of frequency? An adverb indicates how often do you do something. Okay, this is how often do you eat hamburgers, for example. How often do you eat hamburgers? Mm, it's not a healthy food, it's unhealthy food. I usually, or I never, or I sometimes, once in a while. Okay, so you use the adverb of frequency to indicate how often do you eat hamburgers, for example. I sometimes eat hamburgers only on weekends. I never, if you keep your body shape, then you say, I never eat hamburgers. Or if you are the other way around, you say, I always eat hamburgers. So adverbs of frequency indicate how often you do something. So they are in different degrees. When you do something always, that means that is the 100 percentage of time. Let's see. We have 7 days in a week. So it means that you eat hamburgers Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, every day of the week. That is always. That means a 100 percentage of the time. Like, for example, in here we have, I always study after class. Oh, this is a very good student. Usually indicates the 90 percentage degree. I usually walk to work. Maybe once in a while I ride a car, but most of the time, usually walk to work. Okay? Normally and generally. These two words indicate the 80 percentage of the time. I normally get good marks. So this person study hard. Often and frequently, both of them means the same, and they indicate the 70 percentage degree. I often read in bed at night. 50 percentage is indicated by sometimes. This is the half, okay? This is not too much, not too less. This is in the middle. Sometimes. I sometimes think in the shower. Occasionally indicates a 30 percentage degree. I occasionally go to bed late. When there is a good movie on the television, then I watch it and it's very late. So I do it occasionally, not all the time. It's not always, just Saturday, for example. Okay, seldom indicate a 10 percentage. So the degree is very low. It's very low. Seldom, 10 percentage. I seldom put salt on my food. I don't like salt. Okay, so I don't use them. So I seldom, seldom use put salt on my food. Okay, hardly ever and rarely indicate a 5 percentage degree. This is less than seldom. I hardly ever get angry. I'm happy all the time. Never indicates 0 percentage degree. Vegetarians never eat meat. Ooh, that means never, never, never. So what is the position of the adverb in the sentence? We have the subject, the adverb, and then the main verb. Daniel always passes his exam. Daniel is the subject, always is the adverb, and pass is the main verb. But what happened with verb B is very special. So verb B is always first. So in verb B, we have the subject, the verb be, and the adverb is at the end. So he is always happy. With the rest of the verbs, adverbs goes first, but with be, adverbs go after this. So to finish, let's check the likes and dislikes. Like, you use like to indicate your preference. Like, for example, I like pizza. Or to indicate that you don't like something, I don't like soup. Okay, I like pizza, I don't like soup. I like ice cream, I don't like donuts. Okay, so we are going to review again the different tasks. Remember, you have some tasks to complete in your English module. Do it, do it. You have more than 15 days to do it. Okay?